Let's talk about above the head. Above the head pulls, above the head sectioning, which then would set us up for anything we choose to do in a haircut, be it cutting, blow drying, curling iron, styling. So when you work above the head, oftentimes what people will do is we'll take our section, and when we take our section, what we tend to do is people will grip the hair and they will lift the hair and keep their elbows down. What we want to do is realize that if we want to get our hair high instead of our elbows being out, which isn't a bad thing, in fact, it was the way I was instructed, this is as high as I can really go comfortably. However, if I adjust my elbow and I bring my elbow down, now I have the ability to take my comb in from my section. Again, it's all about control. Elevate this hair straight up to the roof, and I can extend my left arm, and I have the ability to continue to go until I run out of arm or I run out of hair. The other bit of that, when I'm cutting hair or blow drying, if I'm extending, I want to maintain tension throughout the duration. If I was to come in and cut and I release tension, then I elevated back up again, look at the tension that is now lost. So imagine what that line would look like. The intention is to control tension in your haircut so that you can control the outcome of what you're trying to create, and therefore you eliminate all guesswork. You want to be in control of the work and the hair that you are wanting to manipulate and design. If you don't control the hair will control you. So lift with your arm and extend the elbow into the shoulder so you can get maximum height. To move into a shape, if I were to pull diagonally back away from the head, I would take the same section or a section next to it, as this is an illustration. I would then take my hair. If I'm pulling straight up, as I just mentioned, I'm pulling to the ceiling or the roof. To pull the hair and create more of a diagonal line or an overdirection back, I would then pull to the corner of the roof, and you can see the angle. I'm still using my arm and my elbow and my hand the same way. I'm keeping my hand flat. I'm maintaining tension between my fingers. If I hold the hair with regards to finger control, if I'm holding the hair here, the hair is going to have a tendency to slip and slide. If I take the hair and I allow it to grip to where I'm holding it by the flesh of my hand, I have much more grip on the hair, which means I have more tension, so the hair won't get away from me. So as I bring this hair back to the back corner, I maintain that tension. Notice my comb, my fingers, and the line are all moving in unison. I'm not pulling here or grabbing here. I'm really making sure that everything comes off the head, and from the head, it moves straight to where I want to cut. Case in point, if I take the hair and I go straight up, but my intention is to be back here at a diagonal line, if I do this, look at the buckle, you're not gonna have control of the hair anymore. However, if I gain control of the hair, I grab the hair at the root, and my angle is already starting off the top of the head at a slight diagonal, and I just drift straight to where I need to be, I'm gonna be in line with my haircut. So you wanna think of haircuts and pulls and sections as how do you control the space of the section in space. I'm gonna show you a front view on what that looks like. So I am gonna take a larger panel, essentially taking my section at the parietal ridge on each side. And what I will do is I want to ensure that I have control of my section. These sections would then be out of my way. When I take the section, if I'm gonna do a horizontal section, if I take the section, I'm gonna do a horizontal section, I would then move the hair in the direction I want it to go, so I'm already grooming the hair in the direction I want it to flow. Then I could take my section, I would part to my finger always to maintain control. I'd make sure my width is either a finger or a comb width within reason. And then I will grip the hair and I will start rotating the hair up into space, and my comb will then come in flat. It will exit the head shape, coming flat and moving to the ceiling, and my fingers and my eyes and my comb will ride a flat horizontal line all together. What we don't want to do is we don't want to just randomly comb the hair and have no control and be sloppy and take it up and group it and pinch the hair. Depending on what I want to create is going to depend on the type of sections I take. And for this, we're cutting above the head in a horizontal line. If I take the same section and I'm going to move from the client's forehead, moving into the back of the head, then I will then groom the hair in the direction I need it to go. Once again, I will take my section. I will then follow my section so I can ensure that the lines are even on the head, so you can see clearly that we have a line on this side and we have a line on this side which match. They need to run parallel to one another, otherwise they won't be what? They won't be even. We need them even. So we will then take a section that we can control. As you can see, this section is very long, so I need to take the amount of hair that I can control and the section that I want to begin my blow dry, my haircut, or whatever my design I'm going after, and get control of that. And then again, I would elevate that up. So now I'm still moving in horizontal. I'm just moving from the front of the head to the back of the head, versus when I did the side, I moved from the side of the head to the other side of the head. And you start working that hair up to control above the head sectioning, cutting, blow drying, or any type of finish work you're trying to facilitate. With regards to sectioning, realize that it is always your roadmap. If I take a section and I'm gonna pull this hair straight back to me, and I'm gonna take a clean section, I'm finding the center of my head. When I find the center of my head, my next section in my blow dry style or haircut might then be moving to the side of the head. And I need to be clear on where I'm going, because, for example, if I'm moving from the apex just to the tip of the ear and I want a nice section, which means this is an area of focus, an area of detail, like you would use Siri, you put in the directions, the coordinates, and then you need to follow those coordinates. And that's the purpose of sectioning and combing, making sure your comb is moving and following straight, making sure you are dictating where you're going in designing your roadmap to the creative design that you want to facilitate. Remember, sections are the roadmap and they're your directive to where you're going in every design, be it foils, cutting, a color section, a blow dry section, a style section. So stay true to what's going to offer you the best end result.